Good evening, televiewers. You welcome to today's edition of Prime on my Media Prime, the last for this week. We are going to be looking at what it takes for young entrepreneurs in Cameroon, in Africa, to collaborate and partner amongst themselves so that our business world can strive for the better. And we are discussing this topic described by some persons that saw it already during the day as very, very important with our regular panelists for Friday, who are seated already. Mr. Paul is in the house. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Leo. Good evening, televiewers. It's a wonderful day, and I'm so excited today because this topic is so key as far as business advancement in Africa is concerned. As you can see, I'm still very high with the 7th of August, the Billionaires Mindset Conference, which was a platform for people to come and collaborate and partner. You can see I still have this on. That's to say, partnership collaboration is the way forward. And it's something that we don't do in a day, but we do it as far as we want to grow in business.
We're also in the company of Miss L. They call her Lornarika Ngutesi. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Leo. Good evening to everybody. I'm happy that I'm here today, and I'm excited about the topic of today because it's very important, and that's what we really need in our country now. So everybody watching us right now, get your pen, get your book, let's write together and let's share amazing ideas and see how we can move ahead.
Okay, we also are in the company of Mr. Buji Liansin. He did well during the Billionaires Mindset launch out there in Hotel Prince de Galles, Aqua, Douala. I was there myself.
Yes.
Good evening and welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Leo. Good evening, televiewers. In fact, the weekend was very, very hot, and if you were not there, definitely you must have heard the vibes from the event, and it was the beginning of a new era for Cameroonians, because when we talk about partnerships, I already saw a lot of persons already thinking about working together because of the spirit that this conference brought about, and also understanding that collaboration is the new competition. So we are going to definitely be exploring this and more this evening. So stay tuned.
Okay, we say ladies before gentlemen. So I'm starting with the lady in the house today. What could have motivated you guys to think about the need for persons, especially young entrepreneurs, to see the need to come together to work together? Is it out of an observation of what is happening out there?
Yes, Mr. Leo. Actually, on personal basis, I have been able to understand that many of the entrepreneurs we have in our country today, in Cameroon, have the mindset of wanting to get into business and excel because of individual influence and prosperity. More about them, what they can be able to achieve, and not really about the people. And that is why before now we have not been able to get to the heights we're supposed to get, because everybody was thinking more about themselves. And so we decided that why not come up with something that people can be able to come together without seeing a need for negative competition, because competition is not bad. It depends on the grounds on which it's been done. So why not get people to come together so that we can be able to share ideas? Because when we're talking about partnership, it's all about individuals bringing in their skills and their tools for the accomplishment of a particular goal. So I have my tools and have my skills, and you have your tools and you have your skills. We come together, and we're like, okay, so where are we going to? This is what we're going to. But remember that when we're going to this particular place, you're not doing exactly what I'm doing, because your skill is different from mine, your tool is different from mine, but at the end of the day, there is a particular thing we want to achieve. And so a lot of persons before now used to do it in such a way that they want to give in either the skills and not bring the tools, or they don't just want to bring it at all. So you find people either giving half or not giving all. So it's more of like, let me not give all of my ideas, or let me not show all of myself, so someone does not take advantage of me or take advantage of what I already know. But if we can be able to come together, if we can be able to create a platform where people can come together and still feel safe to work with one another, it means we are sure of where we're going to, and we have a like mind towards the goal. So that is all what we're doing. No, as Mr. Paul was saying when he was introducing himself, the Billionaire Mindset Conference this time yesterday or 2 days ago, we were somewhere around Douala, and I told Mr. Buji and one of our other colleagues that I was so thrilled by what Mr. Teke was training on that day. It was really amazing because people came and they were like expecting to hear so much about business, about how you're going to become a billionaire because of the Billionaire Mindset Conference. But when he came, he kept preaching about togetherness. He kept preaching about how we can do it together, how we can excel, how we can grow together. And from the excerpts we had from the event, usually when we have such conferences, people will be like, I learned the skills on how to expand and explore my businesses. But amazingly, everybody who was interviewed, we kept hearing things like, I'm living here a changed man. I now know what I want to do. I now know why I want to do what I want to do. I'm living here with the mindset to be able to work with one another. Even in the WhatsApp forum, with everybody can attest that the WhatsApp forum, the way people were collaborating, were talking in the WhatsApp forum before the event, changed after the event. People are now talking like differently. I'm sure you have my money. I'm sure I have your money. Let me get to know what you do. People started introducing themselves and were bold to tell them, this is what I do for a living. You could need me and I could need you. And that's the message we're preaching. We're preaching a message of togetherness, because if we can do this together, now it will not be a shout, it will be a row. It's even when there's a difference between shouting and rowing. That's why if somebody shouts in pain, it's different. But when the lion is known more for that row that he gives in the forest. So when we put ourselves together, we are standing like that lion. Of course, we know Cameroon's I don't know how to put it, I've forgotten the word. The animal we use, the epitome of Cameroon is the lion. So if we can be able to come together, that is the lion spirit that we're talking about. That's the lion spirit that we're talking about. So if we can come together and build ourselves and see how we can network, we collaborate. Let me know what you do. Let me be bold enough to tell you that this is what I do for a living. It's not unfortunate that people don't want to tell people what they do. I told somebody that, why should you even join Tex Global? I don't want to tell somebody about Tex Global. Why? He said, because I don't want people to know that my money is in Tex Global. I said, I don't want people to know that my money is in Tex Global. How? So it means you want to succeed alone when there's a neighbor or friend around you who can get to know that there's an investment platform like this and can be able to scale through and make money and be financially free. You don't want to tell them because you don't want somebody to know that your money is in Tex Global. Come on, there are better ways we can do this. All right, if we can be able to come together, the person seated next to you right now is doing something that you need, that you can be of assistance. But now the issue is, I cannot help you if I don't know your problem. And how will I know your problem? If we get to the point where we can network, we can sit and talk. Tell me about what you do. And that is why in every program that concerns Tex Group of companies, there's always a time for networking.
Yes, but have you also observed, like I have, and I'm sure Mr. Teke mentioned that in Cameroon today and Africa, we are so fascinated and at times astonished to see almost everybody presenting themselves as CEO of this, director of this, CEO of almost everything, but with very little to show for. Why do we feel so happy, excited to wanting to presenting ourselves as CEOs of virtually nothing that is existing here?
Yes, that's true, especially on social media. You see people branding themselves like CEOs, and if you ask them what CEOs, that CEO stands for, they will not understand. If you are a CEO, it means that you are the chief of a staff. You can't be a one-man CEO, but we see so many one-man CEOs out here. I mean, I think this idea of collaboration is how to combat such mentalities, because people think that is when you are outstanding or when you present yourself out there like a CEO that is, people are going to think that you are doing well. The real thing is not to show up as if you are doing well. The real thing for you is for you to actually be doing well. And the way forward mustn't always be that you are the owner and the CEO of the company. You can still be part of a company and you are doing well rather than standing on your own. And the mentality we are trying to preach here is that there's no need, like Wango Boris said in the event on Saturday, that we are spending the money we don't have, buying dresses to impress people who don't care. That's the sad truth. So many people are indebted, so many people they are living in misery. But when you want to see them show off, they'll be like, I mean, they give depression to other people. I learned that sometime, Usually, when people are communicating on social media, I get so frustrated sometimes the way they talk. But after some time, I started checking, just going and scrolling through their profile. You see the person who is saying a particular thing, you start to wonder. But all these programs are coming up so that we can really understand the essence. I'm not worried about the fact that this noise of CEO entrepreneurship is all around. It's a win. It's a win of change. But truth be told, when something is coming up, there must be always a bad side to have a good side. But the story we are preaching here today is that it is needless for you to always to stand and focus on a mere title. Focus on a mere title. Meanwhile, in reality, you are not living good. Open up, show up, talk to people, and be humble. It's always said that some of us send away our destiny helpers because of big titles. Just because somebody might look at you, that person might have the key to your future. But because you have presented yourself in a way that it shows as if you have already made it in life, the people might be timid to approach you. That's how you bound a door for you. But now if you are humble enough and you open up and you're able to serve and keep the titles aside. I mean, titles don't make us. Titles are not what make what we actually are. But the service we give at the end of the day is what is very important. Time has come for us to come to that understanding and keep the CEO titles aside. It's better for you to be part of a company that's 10 million than to be a CEO of a company that is 100,000 francs. That's what we should understand and open up, because you can't really do it alone. Check all the great companies out there. They must have worked with the owners. They have a very small percentage of the shares. But we here, we don't see it that way. That's why we are opening these doors. We are opening people's reasoning to see that the essence is not for you to stand alone. The essence is not for you to just call yourself a name. But what will make you outstanding is your ability to collaborate, because we are living in a time where we have come to the understanding that we all correlate in one way or the other. And shared prosperity is the preaching. It's better for you to have 1% of 100 million than to have 100% of 10 million. You understand? So time has come for us Cameroonians. We're fighting the same battle. The battle is what? Against poverty. It's needless for us to be fighting at different fronts. This person is fighting that way, this person is fighting that way. But if we come together and we put our energies together, it's very easy for us to combat this. Because that's the same thing that the Europeans are doing, the Chinese are doing. Before you see a Chinese functioning here, they have a strong base in their country. The arm, what they are sending here is just an arm. And you cannot be like an individual here and you start producing maybe, let me say shoes. I want to combat a mastermind, let me put it that way, a mastermind that is in China. We should be able to create our own masterminds here, so much so that we can have that energy to withstand all these foreign companies and, of course, give better results and earn better.
Mr. Buji, why has it been very difficult for people to want to collaborate with one another? Why is everybody in a mad rush to creating their own company? Almost everybody wants to be the next billionaire, not knowing that collaboration can easily bring the billions, huh?
Mr. Leo, what a question. I think if we discuss anything today and we don't discuss this question, then we are definitely heading nowhere. The reason why many people do not collaborate is much. First of all, we do not trust ourselves. That's the very thing that keys Africans, keys us as Cameroonians much, especially the young entrepreneurs. You think because we have a mindset that, okay, this person is going to do me, if this business start growing, maybe this and this are going to happen and I will be left. Or again, it comes back to the people are self-centered. For instance, if all of us decide to create a business today, we are not now the question becomes who will stand in front of the business as a president, as a CEO. Nobody actually wants to be a servant at that level. So at that stage, it is difficult for us to definitely grow. And again, when you talk about entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, those are people who have to solve a problem. Why will I want to supply electricity to a village? Mr. Paul wants to supply electricity to a village. Ms. L wants to do same. Mr. Leo wants to do same. Now we have a common ground. So can we collaborate at that stage because we have a common problem that we are facing? No, we don't know the reason why we want to do it, because we want to do it first for ourselves. We don't want to do it for the community, because if you want to do it for the community, definitely we are going to put aside our egos and then work together. This come to mind. I remembered on the 26th of December last year, that was my birthday. I was with Mr. Paul, where I was discussing about this. Why is it difficult for us to actually come out with something? And from that day, I told him that at the end of the day, I am going to, the next partnership I'm going to do, I'm going to work with something African, I'm going to work with something home-based. I'm going to forget about the fact that I've been doing a lot of innovations. I have to work for a cause. So he told me, definitely, this is the way to go. If our continent is going to move ahead, if this country is going to move ahead, if we are going to change lives and we are going to make more money, then we need to work together. From that time, that's when I started thinking about what could I do. Then, at the point when I started discovering more about a company like Tex Global, I said, oh, I've been talking about, for the past 6 years, I've been talking about financial freedom to people. And this man is doing, Mr. Teke is actually granting people the financial freedom. Why should I not come to give my own little contribution so that we can move this vision ahead? So I found something that went along, or that aligned with where I was going. I know this is a big bro in this, so it's very easy for us to work. I look at the fact that I have been able to ship billions out of this country. I facilitated that. I can say it anywhere. The records are actually clear. What if this money has circulated within this country? Many people, it will touch many families. I'm very happy when I see a farmer in a corner, in a Kundu Titi, in Kamer, when they are happy, when they build a house, because of the partnership that we are doing. So you look at it from the angle that we are after a bigger cause than just individuals. But the typical entrepreneur in Cameroon wants to create an idea to make money for himself. The original purpose is not about solving the problem. But if you want to make more money, you have to solve many problems. As you rightly said, you said, if we come together, we will get all the money. Imagine that of late, you have a lot of, lately you have Cameroonians being exploited with a lot of companies that's come up. I know about 30 companies that came up within this time of COVID-19. They have gathered all the little money that Cameroonians have. They disappeared into mid-air. Because this all happens because we don't even trust ourselves. We have a vision, for instance, Tex Global, that has been existing since November, was officially registered in Cameroon in November 2017. We're talking about the 4th year here. But people will prefer to put their money in mid-air, or maybe trust somebody they met on the internet and they lost it, than to come together or to support this vision. So it's time, if we have to move together, we need to forget about ourselves and think about our community. And when we think about our community, they say the person who solves the problem, the person who contributes in empowering others, indirectly empowers themselves. So if we are solving a $1 billion project, we are going to a $1 billion problem, we are going to share the resources, we are going to share the income that comes from it amongst ourselves. So the way we will have to move ahead, we need to find common grounds. We might not have the same interests at heart, but we need to find a reason to collaborate. Because amongst 5 persons, there is somebody who is good in communication, there's another person who is good in ideas, there is another person who is good in execution. So when we understand our strengths, then we can definitely move ahead.
Okay. Because of this tendency of not wanting to collaborate with one another, have you seen many billionaire ideas buried, wasted, because people think that I must wait till I have the means to be able to establish, without knowing that if you share and you gather 10, 20 of you, easily you can see your dream come to pass. Because this person has an idea and is toying with that idea for 20 years without making a headway. Another one is pulling that way with 15 years wasting with an idea with a small store. The other one is wasting. And if we were to assume that all of these guys were to come together within 5 years, they will have a breakthrough.
Mr. Lo, what you're saying is taking me to the Sustainable Development Goals.
Okay.
Lord. Now, every business idea that is existing falls somewhere along the Sustainable Development Goals. There is a need it's meeting. There's a problem it's solving. Now, there's something. Let's ask ourselves that why is it that the UN was seated in? After putting all the goals together, the last goal is partnership. They're already telling you that, you see all these things we've mentioned here, if we don't come and partner, it will not work. They themselves, they know. If not, they will just put all the goals and everybody will be like, oh, what is your company solving? Hunger. What's your company solving? Poverty. What's your company solving? Sustainable cities. Everybody has a problem they are solving with the SDGs. I used to tell people that if your business is not solving any problem among the SDGs, then I doubt the sustainability of your business, because that's what everybody's looking at. But now, partnership is very important. Actually, there are businesses that have wind up. There is something I learned about co-creators. See, there are people that are in a vision just to sit and push it. They are vision bearers and vision carriers. There's the person the person who is carrying the vision is different. It's me who has the vision. Okay, God has given me the vision. This is what I want to do. But there are some people that their work is to come and remove that idea. That is, I've seen cases where somebody brings an idea up and then there's a team that even takes the idea and explains it better than the person who brought the idea. Now, I'll give a case when I used to point this out, because I actually learned this so much from Mr. Teke when we started Chef Academy. When Mr. Teke started Chef Academy, sometimes he would say some things. I'll ask myself, sir, I'm not understanding. So Chef is doing what? What are we supposed to be solving? What is the problem? He will talk and then tomorrow he will come. He will change it and then change the words again. So at one point in time, I said, okay, what I'll do is that I'll just sit and be listening to what he's saying. When he will listen, I'll pick one or two words and I'll write it down. And I'll come and ask him that, is this what the vision is supposed to be doing? Gradually, that was how I started understanding Chef. Everybody who came into Chef, because every company you start, you just start the company, people come into it and they listen from you and then try to buy what you are saying and then work with you. Imagine that you were not explaining who buys the vision, who works with you. You cannot be cleaning the office, marketing, doing communication, doing accounting, all at the same time. No. And if somebody has to come and be your communication officer, they must understand what you want them to communicate. So if you don't want to explain to them, of course, nothing will happen. The business stands like that. That's why in so many visions, there are people who are there who don't understand the vision, that they don't understand the vision that they are serving in. Now, businesses have wind up because some people are just refusing to be co-creators. Truth be told, see, we have to understand the meaning of competition. We have to understand the meaning of competition. When we're studying demand and supply in economics and they were teaching us about competitive demand and all the like, I thought about two goods and all the like. When you put the two goods together, you look at them, which one is competing with the other? Actually, there is one. Now, these goods are always competing together. The truth is that they never have the same ingredients. It's just that they might just be solving a need similar to the other, but when you go deeper, they are not solving the same need. That is the truth. The approach is always different. But most of us are afraid to talk with one another because we feel as though if you want to get somebody involved in your need that they are solving, it's like, I don't know. I used to hear Mr. Teke say that there is no new idea. What we do is that we copy, we edit, and we paste. That's what happens. So that some people copy, then they forget to edit, and they just paste. That's when you start feeling as if you're feeling as if they'll take care of the market, because the idea you brought, you did not edit it. You can see somebody doing something. Now we want to get into it. What you do is that you copy, you edit, meaning that you make it different and make it unique before you paste. Now, if we are having businesses, we are having companies, we are having ideas, and we don't want to come together to work, how do we expect to get the results we want to get? Everything on earth proves that it cannot work alone. If you get a lamp, as simple as a lamp, they will ask you for kerosene. The person producing lamp is not a person producing kerosene. No. It's another person producing kerosene. So you must know where the kerosene is for you to even be able to access it. I think, for instance, that you are like, you don't want to produce. Some people go as far as producing goods that will not demand a need or a resource from another person, just because you don't want to network with the person. Like, if I want to produce, let me just produce it. I don't want any person to come into the business. Let it just be me. Yesterday, I was telling somebody about our event, about the text bit event tomorrow, and they were still like this. So I met them new, and I was telling them, oh, I saw some young girls there. I recognized one of them. She used to be my junior in school. So I was asking her what she's doing and all the like. When she told me, I was like, you could actually come to TextBreed. I'm sure there's something we can do, because we have some young girls like you who are into food business. We could see how to give you, even if 200,000 is not small, we can give you 200,000 to add to what you're doing. You'll not just be cooking in the house and all the like. We're talking. So I told one other guy there, I was like, I'm inviting you for our event. So what do you really do? I said, we fund, and then sometimes we partner. The guy told me that even Jesus, I cannot partner with Jesus. Those were his words. So we was like, I was like, you gotta be partner with Jesus. I said, no.
So what? So let's talk a little bit about TextBreed. Tomorrow in Boya, people are gathering in Boya.
Yes,
for what?
Gathering Boya tomorrow. So we have some amazing people who brought amazing ideas to TextBreed, and they needed funds. They wanted to expand in one way or the other, but money was the problem. So we got their projects and everything, analyzed it, spoke with them. And so tomorrow, we're going to be funding some people. They're about 27 or more.
So you give them money?
Yes. They have mighty checks.
You've done feasibility studies for their project?
Yes, of course. Now this is what we do. Tomorrow we'll even be showing some videos. We've literally visited some people's businesses. We went right there to see what you're doing, because if you tell us you just have an idea, it's different. We know we have to start with you, but when you have an already existing idea, at least we have to come and see what you're doing. So we have businesses that were visited, and you don't just bring the project then we start funding. There's a whole process. So you register the project, you get the project code, you send in your project. When you send your project, we go through it and try to summarize your project in our own words, based on what we've understood, then put questions to it. Then we call you up. Now you come for a panel, to meet the panel. To defend. So there's a team that sits. So what we want to know is not like defend, but we want you to explain, because some people cannot write. In TextBreed we have mixed multitude. Some people are not good writing. They just meet somebody who can join the project and explain. So if you explain, it's different from when if you are explaining and you are not the one writing. These are two different things. So most of the times, like during the paneling, I discovered some people were explaining what was not really detailed in the book, in the project. So we had to hear from their mouth, okay, talk. So they were explaining, and then we see how feasible it is. And
now, this is an opportunity. It's all about the networking that we're talking about, the partnership. That money is readily available, but also available for those who trust themselves and can trust to wanting to partner, because another person will say, if I bring my project to them, they may steal it, and that is what is killing us.
Somebody told me that. Yeah, somebody got to me that.
You have a project, it stays with you for 30 years because you are afraid that somebody should not steal it.
Fear is one of the predominant things that kills us. There's so many people who go out and you see them walking up and down, they're already dead. They're waiting for the day. You know, the day they're actually buried is not the day that they die. You understand? Because they have been chopped up by fear. You understand? I don't know how people tend to fear something that is just individual. It has not manifested. You know, people. If you have an idea, and it's just an idea, it has no use. So many people have billions of ideas that can have, like Mr. Teke said on Saturday, people have 1 billion ideas, but they don't have 1 million. You understand? The 1 million idea, it has no use. There's this quote that I always like to use, that world circulates through a network called relationships, power, and energy called trust. If you can't build relationships, if you can't start relationships and you can't establish trust, you cannot build wealth. It cannot, because first of all, wealth, by the Almighty Himself, he entrusts wealth into your hands, and if he cannot trust you, he can't entrust wealth in your hands, and you cannot execute, and he doesn't entrust the wealth into your hands by throwing manna from heaven. He sends the money to you through some other people. It has to pass through people, and if you don't trust the people, if the people cannot trust you, the wealth cannot circulate. And if you can't network with these people, if you cannot build relationships in the first place, it cannot go. Networking is, how can I say, Mr. Teke has manifested a couple of things these days. Sometimes I just look at him and like the project we were working on the last time, how we made it in Africa. When we were sitting on this panel, he was the one who announced it here. That guy, you guys have been working on the project. What's that project again? Okay, how we made it in Africa is coming up on the 31st of July. I'm going to be there myself. So let's gather there. I was like, is this guy crazy or what? Somebody has silenced me because I was working with Test Global. And I working with him. He said, "No, guy, Tex Global is offering similar services. I will not work with you again." But this guy is here. He's promoting our own project.
Yeah, and the day of the Billionaires Mindset launch, I was there. I saw the guys of Kmer.
The guys of Kmer, the guys of How We Made It in Africa. Everybody
was there.
Yeah,
That's when consulting was there. Peace Academy was there.
This is what we're talking about. They are handling different issues, but if we can bundle ourselves together, we can do a lot. I mean, in that hall, I saw the president of this country, ministers. I saw economic operators that can vividly change Cameroon in the next 5 years. Yeah. That's if we work together. It's very possible. Mr. Leo is a minister of communication. He knows it so well. He handles it in the perfect way because he's communicating information that is going to develop Cameroon and Africa. He's for the interest of the community. We all are working in the interest of the community. Why are we not going to grow? We certainly do.
We certainly do. I want a clarification. I don't know who is going to give. Good evening. Mo is writing from Yaoundé. She says, "What do you mean by funding people's projects? Are they a philanthropic group? I don't believe in free meals, except I have not understood what it's all about." Good evening to you, Mo. Yes, clarifications for that.
Okay, regarding text breed, now, the idea is financial freedom. Everything we're doing in text group, the message we're preaching is financial freedom. Any way we're going to do it to get people to that point is what we're doing. Now, text breed does not give money for free. I said it openly the day of the Billionaire Mindset. I said it's not free money. What we're doing is crowdfunding. How does crowdfunding works? We gather together. This is the money. I give you. I can give like 5 persons. I say, okay, go and work. And I say, okay, bring back the money. Don't give me interest. Just bring back the money. When you bring the money, the next person who is taking is this person. So when you bring your money, we are giving to this person. And that is how text breed works. So when we give you money,
it's not for free.
Yeah, it's not for free.
You have to bring
back the money without interest. That's it now. So the idea is that people want to get loans from the bank. Sometimes they ask for collateral. You don't even have collateral before you want to even process loan. And sometimes the loan you even need is just maybe 100,000, and they're asking for collateral for about maybe a land. Even. So when you don't even have a land, but we want to do it. And what Mr. Teke said was, he said he wants the people to trust themselves that they can handle that money and bring it back. Since does not do, he kept saying that. I said, if people hold your money, sir, what will you say? He said, there's nothing wrong with it. They'll bring back the money because that's the spirit we're instilling in one another. So that tomorrow they themselves will join us
and we empower
others. Meaning that your business will grow such that the next time text breed is funding, you come in and say, okay, I want to support the 100,000. Because there's somebody we need, sincerely, the projects we had, there are people who came, they need just 200,000 for their life to be better, I'm telling you. Of which that's much. Mr. Teke will say, that money that I even ask if I want to buy a suit for myself, the money I will buy a suit for myself is more than that. But why should I go and be buying a suit for that amount when there's somebody who needs just 200,000 to expand their business? So that's what text breed is doing. Text breed is not dashing money. We're not dashing money. We're doing crowdfunding. That's what we're doing.
Okay, Mo, I'm sure it's understood. Mr. Buji, we're talking about collaboration here. Some persons also do not understand that when we collaborate, we can better control the market. Is it a conglomerate, something like that?
Of course. So collaboration is that's a very powerful tool. I think I saw something on the internet. I think it's posted by Mr. Joybet about the recent partnership between Dangote Group and Peugeot Company to assemble cars in Nigeria. So imagine how big. He knows Peugeot is not an African company. He knows that if I have to partner with this giant in Nigeria, Dangote, we are going to build cars faster, and the people already trust Dangote, and they will buy and give us money. Do you know how much money is going to enter the pockets of both partners? But what if the CEO of Peugeot doesn't trust Dangote Group? He will keep his technology to himself. Dangote has the market. Now another company, maybe Toyota, will get into the market and take over the market. Why they are there? Nobody wins at the end of the day. So when you look at it, when people partnership, they control the market, because imagine that all the companies that supply water in Cameroon become under one, let's say all of them decide, okay, only Tangi is definitely going to
To supply the market.
To supply the market. All the CEOs come together. They say, okay, we're going to supply the Cameroon market, get to Equatorial Guinea, get to Nigeria,
Get to Congo.
Get to Congo. Very soon you will start seeing Tanguy instance in Europe because of the objectivity of the owners, the CEOs of water companies. Now it will only be a hindrance if they don't know the reason, or if they don't understand that together they are more powerful. I always say all of us are strong. None of us is as stronger as all of us. So if we have to go far, we will need to go as a team. As a single person, you can go very fast, but if you want to go far, you will need a team.
Yeah.
So over time, we are learning this very slowly. I'm happy that with what manifested over the weekend at the Billionaire Mindset Conference is an indication that we can go very far. We can go very far because we now understand that nobody actually cares for us better than we do. No matter what, Africa has become a business, it's a market. It's a market for Europeans, it's a market for Asians, because even when an African wants to solve a problem, he is so limited in such a way that he cannot cover the market, because you cannot do it alone. But these people, you will see that if, I was told at the time that if you are leaving China to establish a business somewhere in Africa, you have support. The government supports you to move ahead, because they know that this is our market and we need these things. But you know, there are Cameroonians, there are Africans who are working in these European companies that they live here with their ideas. Maybe they go that way and they come back to implement these very ideas as individuals, pushing it ahead. Even when they come back and they say there are people in this country that can solve this problem, they don't want to support them. Collaboration, Mr. Leo, is not just about money. It's far from it. As I said earlier, there are people who are very good in executing. There are people who are very good in innovation. For instance, if you are around Mr. Teke, you know that he always says it, that when it comes to innovation, when it comes to creating, you can, if he has the people who can execute, he can just take a vacation, go and sit somewhere and say, Miss Earl, this is now text break. Execute it. This is what I want us to do. You have Shape Academy. Let's do this. You have global resources. Let's do this. That's how he has created these businesses over time.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Leo. You did not reply us again. I don't know what you asked me, but you say about what we ask you. Good evening, Mr. Leo. It is Sierra from Boya. I want to ask if this crowdfunding is in Boya, because we are about 5 of us watching now and we are interested. It's in Boya tomorrow.
Yeah, it's in Boya tomorrow.
It's in Boya at the Bunduma Traditional Council Hall, directly opposite Shep Academy. That's at Bunduma Gate. The entrance is there, and it's going to start 1 p.m. tomorrow.
So if you're in Boya, you may not be benefiting tomorrow, but it will
yes,
be
there
nice.
is going to be a form.
It will be nice for everybody to be there,
Yes,
because
to be there.
after tomorrow there may be other opportunities now.
Yes, immediately after this funding, because we're already having some projects coming in. We've had like 20 more projects that came in. So immediately after this funding, as people will be registering, we're going to plan another funding. But tomorrow, people will have to come and discover more about text breed, because we discovered a few errors in the projects. So tomorrow, we want to really take time and explain to them the format, so that some people can understand why theirs were not selected now, because some people had to still correct. So tomorrow they should come and have more information, and they'll fill the registration form and have a code tomorrow.
What's text breed?
Text breed is more about, it's a forum for transforming, a forum for bringing dreams to reality, like we put it, turning dreams to reality. It's more about empowering people by providing the tools that are needed for them to be able to accomplish the dreams that they have. So we want to build a trust mindset, want to instill crowdfunding and togetherness in the minds of Cameroonians. So it's more of an initiative that is starting now with Mr. Teke at the forefront. But the original idea is that along the line, some other people who are making a lot of influence, a lot of impact in Cameroon and now the country can also join in, so we can put money together and fund people and help people. So it's just for us to build a community where people can be able to leverage from one another's success or one another's influence and impact. That's what we're doing at TextBreed.
Okay, so I hope it's clear. Tomorrow in Boya.
Yes.
Yes, so if you're in Boya, just come around the Bunduma Traditional Council hall, the hall that was built by Mignoli.
Mignoli, yeah.
That's just directly opposite Bonumage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, going towards Bitingi. That road.
Yes, good.
Yes. Okay. Hello. Good evening, Mr. Leo. And the speakers, can Lonarika, someone else explain the concept of debenture and how they will manage future delinquents? Thanks. So Remy writing there. This one says, good evening, Mr. Leo. Collaboration is difficult because most of our young entrepreneurs are not actually doing but what the society accepts. For example, if A is producing coffee, cocoa, etc., then B is transforming it and C is distributing it in the market, then there will be collaboration. But when you find all these young men promoting but trading in bitcoins, calling themselves CEO, then such entrepreneurial direction doesn't require collaboration because there is no chain of activities. Alan is writing from Bamenda. That's what you said earlier on. Everybody says CEO, but CEO of what? Nothing.
It's mere drama. Mere drama.
Good evening, Mr. Leo, and the panelists say good entrepreneurs should be able to work with and through people. I love the program. I'm Azipo, writing from Douala. Good evening to you. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and all the panelists. Our brothers and sisters are dying in this country, and the country is difficult. So riches is far-fetched. Chin Chili is writing from Douala. This one says, wow, what a wonderful topic. My regards to them, to the team, especially Miss L. Please, I wish to have her number. There are some issues I believe she will see me through with. Emmanuel is writing from Bonamusadi. Mr. Bujis could see you through now.
It's okay, Ghana, you have my number after.
I'll send Miss L's number to you.
Please.
Can you just write to me after the program? I'll send your number to her. Good evening, Mr. Kum. I like the topic of this evening. Please, how can I get to Mr. Teke? Davison is writing from Betwa. Davison, there are numbers under the screen. The two numbers under your screen, you can get to Mr. Teke through them. The person who is requesting for Miss L's number, please, I will send you the number. Mr. Leo, good evening. I used to enjoy the topics you come up with. For the past 3 weeks, it has been different. Pa John is writing from Boya. Yes, Pa John, every Friday is not politics, it is business. If you are watching this program on Fridays, it's business. How to make money, how to make money. That is the focus for every Friday. Now, we are looking at making money entrepreneurs, how to collaborate and partner amongst themselves. But also, when we collaborate, you are inspired because you develop, you learn new skills.
Yes, Mr. Leo. As Buji rightly said, every one of us is very unique, and when we come under one umbrella, it's very easy for you to start from the other person. Like we here, I can say my way of communication from day one as we started this program is not the same today. Yes, because I am very keen on learning. I'm learning from you, Mr. Abuji, Mr. Teke, Miss L, and I'm picking from what our contributors are giving, which is very important. You can't have it all. Every one of us is very unique. And when you come together, for those who are open-minded, you always be able to pick from others. That is only if you are open. If you can, you are open, you'll be able to leverage on the other people's skills, and the others are going to leverage on you, and we empower ourselves and we grow. But if you are stingy at your own corner, there's no way you can develop even what you have, because the best way to develop yourself is to give out what you have, and of course, what you give out multiplies in you. But if you stay in your own corner, it will not go. Let me share this example. Some time ago in 2018, a lady came to my office. She was selling dresses. She came and supplied dresses to my manager. I was still working at the bank at the time. And then she came and was proposing that she could sew me some shirts. She was very enthusiastic. I told her, okay, I'll need some shirts. She measured me, and after a week, she brought the 3 shirts. I sat her down, and I tried to ask her what she was actually doing. She told me she was a teacher in Boya, and because of the crisis, she moved to Douala, and she's patching with somebody in the tailoring workshop, and she's sewing these dresses and going around and distributing. I asked her, what if I bring you to a market and we work together to grow this your business? She said, of course, I'll be very happy. Mind you, this woman I'm talking about is nobody but Marfo Designs that you all know today. Nobody knew her She was in her own corner. So I had developed a network, and what I did was just to plug her into the network. And today she is a household name as far as fashion designs is concerned. So sometimes we just need somebody to plug us in an open field, and we are going to be tapping a lot of riches. What if she refused that? What if she refused that? No, I don't want to partner with you. Today she has more than 5 machines, her own zigzag machine. She has workers that she's working with together, and of course she has sewn a dress for the Honorable Mr. Leo, Mr. Teke, and several people. And she has a market beyond Cameroon now. Why? Because she came towards me. I did not have money, but I was already in the community of young entrepreneurs in Cameroon, and they embraced her idea. And she is relentless. She kept knocking one door to another. Before she went to Boya to see Mr. Teke, she had already sewn a dress for Mr. Teke. Before she came to Mr. Alio, she was already, you understand, when we leverage on each other, we see more opportunities, and if we are pushful, we develop on those opportunities and we grow. But if you sit there on your, there's no use if you are the smartest person in the world and nobody's enjoying your smartness. If you're not creating goods or services from that smartness for somebody to enjoy, it is not useful on you. That's why a favorite writer said, the richest place in the world is the graveyard, because there lies so many unwritten books,
unrealized projects,
unsung songs and all the like. Why? Because people got timid and stay in their own corner, and they could not work with others who could motivate them to give the best out of themselves.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. It's an event tomorrow in Boya, not to miss. Ngek Adesmon, writing from Kumba. Yes, don't miss that event. Make sure you're there so that you can meet persons and just take their numbers now and get inspired. Good evening, Mr. Liu. How much is the registration?
For text breed.
For
text breed, maybe.
Okay, the event tomorrow is free, but text breed registration is 25,000.
Okay.
Yes.
So you want your project to be funded?
You register with 25,000.
Yes, but some.
But there is a range we are instituting. It will come after the event. I'm going to explain all of that tomorrow.
Suremi asked a question.
Yes, Mr. Suremi, that's my secondary school teacher. Okay.
Your secondary school teacher?
Yeah.
Okay.
He told me how to pronounce my name. Yes, it's very good with language. Okay, I was talking about the ventures and everything because it's more about, since we're giving these loans and we're not taking collateral, so it's like more of what do we do to be able to follow up with these people, to know that their credit worthiness. Okay, there's a lot that we do, but we choose not to say it on air because those are internal policies. So TextBreed has what it puts together to know that you're credit worthy. So that is why when you come, we might just delay with some people. We have reasons, and amazingly, some people will sign in partnership deals tomorrow, not funding. So some people bought some amazing business ideas, and we're able to follow them up, and we saw that it was going to be fruitful and all the like. And because we're talking about collaboration, I would like to bring this up, Mr. Leo. Some persons brought their projects to TextBreed, and when they got into the office, they said, "I don't want to be funded. I want to partner." And all of us were like, "Okay." So yes, before I came, I just tell people, but if you want to give me the phone, no problem, but I want to partner, I want to just come and work. And one person said, it's not about who is doing the work. You should incorporate it as one of Tech's group of companies. I don't have any problem. Let me just work, and now I'm serving with Mr. Tech. I don't have any problem. That is the point. I know one of the reasons why people are refusing to partner is because who is the problem is who should be in front. Who should be in the limelight? Whose name should they know? Come on.
Interested in titles.
Whose name should they know? See, tomorrow will be amazing. There's a particular project that was signed a partnership deal tomorrow that day. When I saw it, they were explaining everything. All of us sat quiet and we're looking at. We saw the young guys who were showing us machines and showing us amazing things. The oldest they should be like 23. But if you see what they have in mind, and they're like, we just want to partner. We don't have money in that. Mr. Teke should just let him just show us what to do, and we'll do it and all the like. It's not because they're being naive. Those guys have sense. People who are already importing from out of the country, they have sense. So some people will actually be signing partnership deals. Some people will have marketing deals with us and all the like. So actually, we have our parameters. We have what we put in place to know credit worthiness of all the persons that we're going to be giving out funds to.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. We just need to be legit plugs to one another. Alex is writing from Aboya. Good evening to everyone in the studio. I'm called Brice Kevin, writing from Kumba. For them to collaborate, we need to consider any small idea to be big in future. If you take a look at the founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, he started as a play and his co-partners saw that it would be big in the future. We the youth, we should learn from that. That's my contribution. If I was to talk, I will express myself better. Thanks for bringing this topic up. Thank you very much too for contributing. Messages are not. No, but Mr. Buji, when we collaborate, when you open up to collaborating, you also are saying that you are ready to grow your network because you work alone in your circle for 20 years and you're just alone. But if you meet A, there's a possibility that you meet B, and if there's a possibility that you meet C, and who knows, you may start networking with persons in Asia and Europe.
Of course, Mr. Leo, when you're open to partnership, it means that you are ready for the world. You're ready for people. And if you are not a people person, then definitely you're going to find difficulties in working with people. Now, if I want to do something with Mr. Paul has an extensive network. That maybe we'll be introducing him. This is my partner. He helps me ship my goods from China, from America to here. Those are people that I'm going to leverage on, because I'm not supposed to be creating those partnerships again. I need to already work with Mr. Leo, with Mr. Paul, through his existing network. I also need to understand that I will be dealing with people coming from different backgrounds if you're going to do partnerships. Not everybody will reason like you, which means you need to focus more on their strengths. What is this person good to do in this partnership? But if you're a person that you will want to maybe get perfect people, you need to get that skill to understand people, and to understand people you need to be patient. You need to also know the reason, the primary reason why are you getting into this partnership. What are the stakes? What will it involve? Because if you were just distributing in Douala, your network ends in Douala. Now you want to partner with somebody who has an extensive market within and out of the country. It will mean that you will now start dealing, maybe you will start getting to sign international deals, because in partnership they can call you at any time. Maybe your partner might not be in the country, or your partner might be handling something that is very serious, and you will be the one to travel, which means that you now incorporate the other things that he has been doing that you were not doing. So you need to be ready in a partnership to be exposed to the reach that you were not exposed to, in order to grow with the sole objective of growth. If a partnership is not going to expand you, it's not going to make you grow, it's not going to make the ideology expand, then definitely it's not worth a partnership. But when people come together, it's because of the adage that two heads are better than one. So that is it.
Now, Ms. L, why is it easy for young Cameroonians, for young Africans to partner when it comes to organizing parties? We can easily organize. Yes, we just, it suffices that we agree that next week we are going to Crise.
Yes.
We are going to raise the money to rent the rooms. Very expensive. Money for the drinks. We spend 3 days there. We hire a bus, and everybody can easily partner. But very difficult in business.
Partnership for the goals. Okay. I think the first thing is lack of vision.
Okay.
Because vision has something. See, vision has a way makes you not to sleep. Vision has a way. Vision takes you from a place of comfort to a place of rest. That's what it does. Because you only rest when you're walked. So it takes you from a place of comfort to a place of rest. A lot of these people, they lack vision. And the next thing is misplaced priorities. A lot of young people don't even know which one they should prioritize, because they follow the trend. I told somebody that the highest place I've seen that people follow the wind is Boya. You can be going to Moliko You just meet your friend around St. Clair. As they stop you, you only remember that you are going to Bodiko by DVD.
You cross over
You
to
just
Las
cross
Vegas.
yes. Misplaced priorities. That's one thing that is killing most of us. We don't know what is on our top list. In every second of your life, every time of your life, you should know what you're working on. I think this part, actually, I learned this part from my mom, though, about knowing what you should be working on at the particular time. It's shocking that I'm saying this not even to parents who are watching us now. It's shocking that I even missed it here today. 2 days ago, my mother called me that, so at this time, so what are you really doing now? Let me know. And she's not joking, so you better talk. She's like, so what exactly do you want to, let me know what, so let me even if I can come in. So what exactly do you want to do now? You have to put it down in order. So which one is coming first? So you should know. If your finances, the idea is that, okay, when money is entering your pocket now, you should know where the money is going to now. Because these are the things you have to do. Now, a lot of us don't even know what we're supposed to be doing. And so it's disturbing, it's already disturbing our life. It distorts the system, the entire function of our lives. So it's easier for us to partner because now it's same with the saying that goes in the Belief mindset that if you work with 9 broke people, you become the 10. You work with 9 rich people, you become the 10. If you're working with people who are talking about party, there is no way your mind will even think about something else, because information has a way it takes over you, over your person completely. It has a way it takes over you.
You invest in the party.
Yes.
Working for the party. Yeah.
Working for the party. Take for instance that you. Okay. I should not call the person's name. Okay, so they were telling me about one celebrity. I don't know so much of celebrities here. That's one part I don't really know so much. So they were showing me the videos of one celebrity. She's not a Cameroonian. Her birthday party was like, I was asking my colleague that, why is the birthday party like that? It's like, it's a celebrity how? I want to know exactly what she's doing. Is she a businesswoman or she's a slave queen? Slave queen is not a profession. I don't know. She's slave queen. I was like, slave queen not a profession, because people are now confusing us. Is slave queen not a profession? So I looked at it. I was like, but it's not like it's bad. But why so much heavy parties?
There are months invested
yes,
in a day.
Yes, I was like, why so much heavy parties? Now let me sell out Mr. Teke a little. Can you imagine that Mr. Teke has all this money? We planned Mr. Teke's surprise birthday party. We don't know how it got to him like a day before the party, and he heard what we had already put in. He said it's not coming. They had to beg him. He said it's not going for that party. That why you spend money like that? Then all of us who heard, we just sat down, was like, Mr. Teke is saying that this guy has money that side. If it's some more money that want to make, it's your birthday, some more birthday party want to do for you. He says it's not coming, though. It's not coming. That we have spent heavy money for birthday party. What our birthday party is that, and all of that. So now, I'm giving this example for us to understand that it's still taking us to misplaced priorities and the people you have around you, the circle you have, because there's this circle that you have around you that they will so empower you, they will so impact you.
Every month you have to invest for a party.
Yes. Some people, that's their life. I used to call that bandits. Some people, that's how their life is. They know that if they live a month without partying, then they have no life. If they live a month, I don't know how they do that though.
Yeah, but many are pushed by ladies.
Because
some are pushed by ladies.
First to testify.
But what I'm saying is we are talking about how young entrepreneurs can collaborate and partner amongst themselves.
Yeah.
And what many Cameroonians will tell you is that we don't trust anybody. But we have seen our fathers and mothers, especially from the West region, collaborate through what is called Njangi.
Yes,
and they're investing and they're succeeding. Now we have young boys and girls who can easily come up with 5 million to go and spend in Limbe. Yes, is that not good capital for them to transform instead of going partying? Let's look at what we can do for each other.
Mr. Leo, when you have no vision, the wind pushes you to any direction. These people, they don't understand what a vision is, and delayed gratification is not part of their way of living. This life, it has a pattern, whether we like it or not. It's either you pay the price now and enjoy later, or you enjoy now and you pay the price later. It is scientifically proven. If you don't plan today, maybe because you're young, you have the energy, you can hustle that money and you chop it. Tomorrow you are not going to have that energy to hustle that way. What becomes of you? You start begging on the streets. But we have to. This has to become like a culture.
You go to church
because this our Bamileke brothers, they practice it. You understand? But we with our limited way of doing things, we will always call it Nyongo. But these people, they have understood what co-creation is all about. They have understood the mystery of a mastermind. Where I mean, same mastermind with Miss L. Miss L is selling building materials. He has a hotel, and then me, I run a school. His children are going to my school. If we have to construct houses, we go and buy from Miss L. If we have to go somewhere and sleep in a town where his hotel is, we sleep in his hotel, so that money stays only within us and circulate within us. Why? Because we want to retain the riches, and
you've created a network.
We've created a strong network, a strong mastermind, so much so that the money circulates only within us and sustain our business and our riches. But since we young people were so excited about life, and we grow up thinking that for it to be that you are enjoying in life is for you to spend the night at a nightclub. You know, it's a high level of ignorance. That's why when she was talking, I was like, I testify because I've been there.
We know.
I'll drink, and then the sun will come out. I don't know. I'm still in that. You know, I step out and the sun will hit my eyes. I'm like, hey, guy, they don't break. Oh, that's madness. I was surprised. I went out with a couple of friends a month ago. I discovered that I wasn't moved by the music that used to move me, and I would dance till morning. What's happening?
You have been delivered.
And I'm there, and I'm thinking I've been delivered. And I'm there, and I'm thinking about something else. I'm there, and I remember something. I need to text somebody. You know, your attention has been shifted. Yeah. What these young people need is to understand is lack of education. It's lack of programs like this, where we diagnose the realities of life, and then we set a pattern, a way of life. You know, I discovered something with Chinese. I was working with Chinese, and I discovered the guys in Cameroon, they don't use WhatsApp, they use WeChat. I was curious, so I started asking questions. I did research, and I understood that these guys, they have developed a culture that they don't use foreign products. WhatsApp is an American product, WeChat is a Chinese product. Even out of China, these guys are still using their product. It's a matter of culture. It's a matter of things. They grow in it. Since we grew up in neighborhoods where we were passing, since we were broke, we were passing, I would see people were drinking and they were jubilating. To us, it was like, for you to be joyous is for you to be drinking from morning to evening. So we were looking forward to that day that we will have 500 francs, we will have 1,000 francs to buy a bottle of beer. And we will, you know, if you walk the streets, you see somebody with a bottle of beer and he's like putting his shoulders up like, I've arrived. It's a mentality. It's a problem of a mentality.
So what we're saying is that we need to collaborate.
Yes.
We all are entrepreneurs. We should develop that spirit, and like we contribute to go partying.
Yes.
We should also have,
instead of baby showers, let's do business showers. I should start my business and organize, and I call my wonderful friends and I say this is my business, and they shower with money. The business I started it with $1 million francs because I do the opening of the business. I have now a capital of 10 million. On my birthday, I mentioned something. That was the 20th of May. I said, I have 5,000 friends, but if my 1,000 friends decide to bless me on my birthday with 10,000 francs each, that's 10 million. I become a millionaire. But with it, if I say today that, okay, I've lost somebody, that money, people are going to even spend hundreds of thousands to travel and come and sympathize with me. But since we don't understand the concept of empowering each other, it becomes very difficult. Things like TextBreed are coming to build that culture, that we can understand that. There came a time in China that they were financing businesses at the speed of light. Like each day they make 20 billionaires. I mean billionaires, because they created a forum where if somebody comes with an idea, and that forum scrutinizes an idea and put it that this business is good, it can scale. People will just send in $5 with their population, and they are just only earning small shares of the company. Before you know it, that person has enough capital, and the next day he's executing a business. Try it here, they will tell you that it's a scam. Sometimes people just give that money.
Yeah, but many persons have been scammed.
Yeah, they have been scammed, but yeah. Mr. Leo, because people drown in water doesn't mean that we shouldn't drink water anymore.
Okay, Mr. Buji, we're talking about partnership and the fact that many persons are scared to collaborate. Is it also this culture of impatience? young persons are not patient. They think that, okay, if you have to engage in a partnership, it may take a longer period. Why not just start something so that the next few days I should be a big CEO, I'll be moving in a big car like Mr. Teke, they open the door for me, I'm a big man. Yes, that is, we don't think that we should take time to plan.
A great man always understands, is a person who knows the fear, but still goes ahead to do something. So, just as they say, getting into any business or investments, if they will be profitable, there must be something, a bridge that you will cross, called risks. That's what will make you to enjoy the returns from whatever venture you are getting into. So the fear here, for me, I call that is a risk of the partnership. So if you are not, if you want to talk about business, a businessman, this preacher in Nigeria, I think, Joshua Selman says, risk is to a businessman what faith is to a Christian. Which means you cannot go into any profitable venture without those fears, without that risk. But the question is, what do you lose if the business goes bad? What you lost is just maybe the time, but you definitely learn something. Out of every bad deal, there is something that you learn. Now, when great people are confronted with situations like partnerships, what they look at in Mr. Leo is, how if I partner with Mr. Teke today, for instance, to distribute agricultural products, what will the future of this our partnership look like? We will supply markets, Europe, America, we will supply Asia, and even around us. Everybody, these goals are going to reach them. And definitely this is the profit we are going to make. Now they are motivated by that. But a typical Cameroonian, tell them that this is a partnership that we should do. They are looking at what should go wrong. They don't look at what will go right. Will go right. Lately, I was talking about people come that say, okay, this is it. I want to invest my money in Tex Global, for instance. The question is, what if this business doesn't work? I ask them a question. I ask someone a question that this business has been running for the past 4 years. Why is it that only you will come and this business and things will go wrong?
What if it works?
So
why don't you ask
Mr. Leo, that's the last question they ask. What if it works? They want to actually the business to work, but their mind is shifting away from it. So with that type of culture, with that type of way of reasoning, it will be difficult for you to go into a partnership. How can somebody be saying, Miss L, I say, okay, give Miss L's number, say your project, register your project with TextBreed, and then any other thing is secondary. What if my project is not selected?
With the money being funded.
So when you start asking questions like that, which means that you are, that's already the mindset of a loser. And there is no way you can win if you have a loser's mindset. So when you say, you meet somebody like Mr. Teke who has a multi-billion-dollar idea that is executing, and you are scared that it's going to steal your idea that cost 100,000. So those type of that type of mindset cannot take someone anywhere. So when confronted with anything, go in to win.
Yeah, but are we not also impatient?
Of course, Mr. Leo.
Patience is not something that is lacking in most of us.
It is very much. In fact, the average entrepreneur in Cameroon wants to start it today and make it big tomorrow. They don't want to go through the process, and the process is very, very tough. But if you understand that it's going to be a process, you will be patient. You need to find out how, okay, this is a partnership we are getting into. How will this be executed? When are we expecting to start this partnership to start yielding fruits? Because you, for instance, you cannot take an idea to bring it to an already existing idea, and then maybe the person is already making profits, and you want your idea to start, that partnership to start producing results, to start making profit the next month, the next week. It is not going to work that way. So they need that patience to be able to go through partnerships. Patience for the partnership, patience for the business to grow, and definitely patience as entrepreneurs.
Yeah, but is it also capital for most of the persons who may be doubtful to look at how these big business persons in the world, how they operate. It is a chain of companies, most of them. Is it also your role to teach people, to call on them to do investigations on how these big companies out there, when you hear that this person is very rich, this person is a billionaire here, they are into a chain of companies, huh?
Yes.
Okay, yes, Mr. Leo. Actually, we have to be able to call them to do this research, to have this information. Because everybody that is succeeding has a story. They have principles that are laid down. They have those things that they put in place for them to get to where they got to.
Yeah, they work with other people.
They work with other people. Now, the only problem I have is that most of these people will not tell you that they have people in the picture. That's why at any point in time, I will always say that, not because I work for Mr. Teke, I always beat my chest and say Mr. Teke is one legend that I've seen. Because, take for instance, if it's just about Mr. Teke and Mr. Teke, only him, thinking only about him, and not the like, he will not prove to the world that he even has some people like this who can even talk if he's not there. He will not prove to the world that, okay, I have companies and I have people, and please, when you call me, he will talk to you as a staff. Some people have got a call and his call that was Mr. Teke on phone. He spoke to him as a staff, and then he will talk, and they'll say, no, I have this person who can handle this and not the like. Now, some of them, my problem is that some people might not tell you, but the truth is that if you ask questions, you find out that most of these people have systems. They have things that they put in place before they got to those levels. But now most of these companies or most of these organizations or ideas that want to start up, they don't want to humble. It's humility first that will get to you before you even want to sit and then want to even research about somebody. All what everybody's focused on doing is how they can be able to make it as an individual. But now we have neglected the importance of past success stories. Now, it might not all be applicable. What you did in your time might not be very applicable in what I'm doing now because of the time that is changing. But there is something you will say that will apply. There's always that knot in the system that works for all systems. Meaning that no matter how you build a machine, there's always one knot that will appear in that machine, no matter how you change the design of the machine. There is always something that will be needed for it to work. It could be just somebody just tell you that, okay, the only thing I did was I tried to manage my staff wisely. I try to manage my staff. Someone will just give you something small and it'll be enough for you to scale in your business. So it's very important for us to do research. You must not meet these people, because some people say, oh, they'll not open doors for us. Oh, they'll not give us time to ask questions and all the like. Now, take for instance, during the Billionaire Mindset Conference, we came up with a hot seat. Truth be told, Mr. Teke was not informed about the hot seat. We woke up that morning and told him that, okay, so what happened is that when you get to the hall today, some people will be asking you questions. He didn't even see those questions. He didn't even know that was where those questions will be going to. Even the people who had to ask those questions, we informed them that morning. So it should not be as if you take so much time. No, just ask it freely. And now, a simple question. They asked Mr. Teke some simple questions that any person was wise grab something. You don't need to even book audience to make him sit down again to know all those things. But just him talking, we're able to get a lot. And that's what most of us can do. And it will be difficult for you to want to even have information about these businesses that have succeeded if you are not willing to collaborate with them. Why should I even come and why should I tell you my secret if you're not willing to talk to me? You must bring yourself down, even seek for my audience. Like what is it? I think it's Mr. Paul that made mention that most of us now we miss our people because our destiny helpers in quotes. Because when we get close to them, you're behaving. You see someone that has influence more than you. You are behaving like the boss more than a person that has more influence than you. My brother, calm down. Sincerely, because you miss out on these things. You miss out on them. If you want to learn, any person that wants to grow, you never stop learning. You learn until you learn from the cleaner the security guard in your company. You learn from them. By the way, I used to hear that people like security guards and cleaners never joke with them in their enterprise. They have the lock to bring down the company and the lock to take it up, because of the little information they have. So everybody is important. I heard of a story of somebody going to apply for a job, and then there was something, I cannot really remember the story clearly, but there was something that had to do with the document, and he did not know what to do, and he said it was the security guard of that company that gave him the link and told him the person in the office who can easily receive and attend to that file, just because of a simple gesture that he did to the security guard. Meaning that everybody has a story. You can meet somebody and the person will tell you that the only way I got my success, I got my job by talking with this person did this. Now the person is sharing the story, but you are picking something from the story. But how do you even get to that point where you are talking if you're not willing to to network. You have to get to that point where you can network. I've seen people, sir. I've seen people like, okay, some although it's on TV, but it's okay for me to say it. Some people should say that away from me talking like this. They say I joke a lot. It's true. Now, I used to tell people like, there is no need. Why are you serious all your life? Why are you putting your face? People get beside you, and because you are imagine that I'm Mr. Buji, I'm always on TV, I'm a marketing director of Tex Global. You see Mr. Buji is in his white car, and the guy is puffing, speed of peacock.
Hello, Mr. Buji.
Hello, yeah. Trust me, Mr. Buji will lose clients. You will lose referral bonus. That's the truth, because his position in the company makes, in fact, it already stamps that he must be willing to open up to people. He must be willing to talk to people. Then imagine you come beside him, and this is the person who has a key, or somebody comes beside him that has to invest a huge sum of money, and he's doing marketing director things, and the person goes away with the money. We'll follow you. You go and bring the person and invest. You get it? So we have to get to the point where we are willing. So it's important for us to get the information, but everybody has to be willing. Entrepreneurs in the country must be willing to get to that point where they can learn, where they can submit to some people. I'll tell you the truth that I told somebody to buy the Billionaire Mindset. I pray that he's watching me now. I told him about the Billionaire Mindset, and he was like, that book with that small boy right? I was like, oh, okay. I was looking at the person who said small boy. My mom was like, oh, Jesus, Father. And I told him, okay, one time I said, you could enroll at Shep Academy since you said you want to get into business and all the like, and you need to, from the way I talk with you, I might not know so much, but I feel like you have to expand your mind. And when Shep told me that I really passed down at them. I don't attend conference them.
You did not speak in tongues?
When he said so seriously, I tried to control myself, because I got offended, because I know him personally. He said he has been to so many conferences, at the conference I don't go, even on a boss, no matter, I don't go conference there. Cannot really come and see those your trainers. Who are they even? How can they? Mama was like, are you okay? so take it like that. So he will never want to know so much. But the one that shocked me was that after this Billionaire Mindset conference and all the live we've been talking, I was like, you people are really growing. I said, yes, we're growing. And the day you want to come and invest in Tex Global, for you will increase registration fee.
Okay, Mr. Neverpaul, I want us to get practical on how to collaborate, and then form partnerships. What are the practical steps that are supposed to be taken by a young person who is an entrepreneur, who is already running a company, or who has some ideas? What are those steps that they are supposed to take?
All right. I want to look at the direction where you have to collaborate with people who are a bit ahead of you. Yes. And I want to focus on particular soft skills that if you don't possess them, there are certain doors that people will never open them to collaborate with you. People who are already doing well in their own circles, it's very difficult for you to crack into their circles. And they are very observant, and they want more talents to get into their circles so that they can multiply their numbers and they grow. But you see this aspect of humility. If you are, no matter the kind of business you are doing, no matter what you are doing, if you are not humble, people will not like to collaborate with you. No matter your idea, no matter how massive or the number of billions your idea can bring, if you don't exhibit characteristics of humility, people are not going to collaborate with you. The next thing is that this idea of trust. If you are not trustworthy, no matter how beautiful your idea is, people are crying left and right that they dealt with you, that they had a deal with you previously, and it was 50-50. At the end of the day, you turn it to 80-20. You gave them 20 and you kept 80 for yourself. If you are not trustworthy, the news is going to spread like wildfire, and people will not want to collaborate with you. And then the next thing I'm going to talk about is the idea of gratitude. Your ability to be able to be grateful for those who collaborate with you once, because it's very easy for somebody that you have met once to collaborate with you, or to mention your name somewhere, for you to be able to take steps to a bigger place where you would have not gotten to that place without that person. But if you don't show gratitude, if you are not able to just say a simple thank you, there are doors that you will never open. Maybe because you think that, okay, I am already Mr. Teke, I'm already this. Mind you, there are several billionaires in Cameroon. Maybe you think that the doors that you think that you have already arrived, there are bigger doors that you have not known. because you feel now, okay, you've arrived, you're not able to show gratitude, doors will never open for you. And then there's integrity, Mr. Liu. What you do in public and what you do in private, it manifests in your life like which practical law, like the law of
A seed that germinates.
a seed that germinates. That if you put a seed in the ground, rain falls, it must germinate. If you don't have integrity, you will not be able to collaborate. Mind you, people are so observant and people are so protective. Nobody wants to be hurt. Nobody wants to deal with somebody that's going to hurt him tomorrow. A couple of days where we were in Bonanjo to appreciate someone who attended our book launch, How We Made It in Africa, and he said something. He was like, we were asking him, you are a billionaire in Fcfa and a millionaire in dollars, but nobody knows you. Why are you behind the scene? And then why did you decide to attend our event? He said, I have tested poverty. I am in riches. I don't want to ever fall back into poverty. And I am very careful the kind of circles I show up. Because one sabotage can take me back to point zero. So I noticed that the people, I've been watching you guys for 2 years now, and I discovered that the project you are working on, you guys are serious to what you are doing and you are very honest. That's why I could show up. We were like, but we want you to come with us. He said, I'm part of you, but I'll stay behind the scene. I'm going to be with you. Why? Because he has understood that we are genuine and what we are saying we are doing. But there are several, as you asked Riley, there are several people who are showing off here that, oh, I am the CEO of this, I am the DPO of that, I am the SDO of this, and so on and so forth. But when it comes to reality, it's just sugarcoating. There is nothing, there's no substance that can really show what they propagate.
You waste 5 years.
They waste 5 years
In the streets, the name of the CEO.
with nothing to show for. You see this idea of service. If you are an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur, and you can't humble yourself and serve in a dimension or serve someone that you think that you can collaborate with in the nearest future, you are going to be doomed. This is very practical. This is something that I've done over time, and it has opened doors to me. Like when we were organizing things like GoMat, I was just playing my role like the organizer because I was a previous GoMat attendee. But through GoMat, doors open for me at Tex Global. Doors open for me in several places. And after Tex Global's event on Saturday, mind you, 2 people have called me for event organization and have signed deals. What if I wasn't humble enough and I be the rekindler, no master, I be the rekindler, and I know if you go me take me, you understand? So these things they are very practical, and when you do them, they manifest in your life. They don't wait till tomorrow.
Good evening to all the panelists on set. It's Kmer Patience from Boya. Thanks so much for another Friday. Really learned a lot. Special thanks to Miss L. Really admire her. Okay, Kmer Patience, good evening to you out there. Okay, I want to read some messages. Please, what is the topic of today? Good evening to everyone in the studio. We have light issues here in town. Larissa writing from Bomenda. Larissa, just put on the TV, pray. Oh, yes. Yes, pray hard. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Humphrey from Bomenda. I'm enjoying the program. Wow, Larissa is in Bomenda. And Humphrey. I'm enjoying the program and wish to ask if one does not know how to write a project, he can be directed. Yes. Mr. Teke, on how to do so.
There's a template. Okay,
so there's a template. You can just call. You're going to be directed on what to do. Good evening, Mr. Liu, Miss L, and co. Miss L is still in Douala. I'm here in Boya already. Text breed excited. Ngala Lamde. Okay, yes, Miss L is taking off. Good evening, Mr. Liu. It takes God's grace for you to partner with people, because most of the time everyone wants to be at the head instead of pushing the one who has the technical know-how, and you just sit and enjoy. I say this from experience, but it is possible if the people are willing. Adi Derek writing from Limbe. Good evening to you. Adi Derek, greetings to all. Can you build a strong economy without having control over currency? To me, I think we French Africa have to first fight for control of our money. Litinui parfait, right in there, okay? This one says, thank you very much, Mr. Leo, for this program. But please help us tell the lady they should not inspire people, because our Cameroon brothers and sisters like to minimize people, and they like the attitude of man no man. I don't know what.
Yeah, he's talking about you must know somebody to
Okay.
get somewhere.
Okay, yeah. Yes, but I'm sure if you are excellent in what you do, you're outstanding. Even without man no man, somebody can see
I think
identify.
we talked about that value. You must know somebody. This is what happens. There's a difference between you knowing someone and somebody knowing you.
And networking, they are
And
confusing
networking,
it.
yes.
We are talking about
Networking and somebody just pushing. Most of the times they push you to somewhere when you're not even qualified for it. What we're saying is that when you have the value, it attracts somebody, and the person can boldly sit somewhere and call your name and recommend you.
Okay.
Right. So build
Okay.
yourself. It's more about value.
Oh, in this instance of this case, I strongly associate myself with what the girl is saying. I'm Ella George from Boya. Young Cameroonians are lazy and they have no focus. I'm just 17, old boy in the university, and I plan to open my own bus service called Continental Coach Service, and operational from 15, I'm sure you want to say 15 years now, okay? Good evening, sir, and the team. Thank you, people, for imparting into us what can't be removed by anyone. Pray God for the grace to practice the lessons taught. Menda Fit is watching from Banga. Good evening to you, Menda Fit. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Text Brit is coming at the right time. I will be there in person to witness the first step into wealth. Elvis Liunga from Boya. Greetings to Miss L. Okay? Miss L. People should also greet Mr. Buji. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I need the number of Mr. Neba Ndefre somewhere from Kumba. Thanks. Can you just ask for the number after the program? Good evening, Mr. Liu and the venerable panelists. I must tell Cameroonian youth, no man is an island. Collaboration is very important in our growth and financial freedom. Agriculture will never fail you. Tex Global, keep doing the great work. Ngek Desmond is writing from Kumba. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Can someone register online? And Peter writing from Bamenda. Can you just call the numbers on the screen? We will direct you on what to do. Good evening, Mr. Liu and the panelists in the studio. We wish to shout out a big thank you for the wonderful interactions which are repositioning and empowering both the derailed and the eager minds in the field under discussion. More power to your elbows. I am Ambe Emmanuel Asanji, watching you from Baum in Bafut. Baum is, I'm sure that's the first one of the first quarters into Bafut after my 8th Mancon. Now, we're talking about collaboration, partnerships, and we are asking how it works. Most everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but they're not looking out for conferences. They're not looking out for all these talks that are organized to empower persons. This is that hub where you meet people, where you can exchange numbers, because at the Text Global launch, I saw people exchanging numbers, and there are persons who have been looking forward to coming to PT Media. It was an opportunity for them to see me, and they said, Mr. Liu, I even had to run
Of course, Mr. Leo, you said something. You know, somebody actually asked me how he could meet you, how he could meet you and definitely come on my Media Prime with his own program. And I said, you already met Mr. Leo. And you know, imagine that person writing you, Mr. Leo, I saw you at the Billionaires Mindset Conference. You know, that is already, you know, you can only meet the people who are going your way in an environment like the Billionaire Mindset, like other personal development programs like GoMart. You have a host of them. But now you cannot say you want to progress, you want to move ahead, you want to even go into partnerships, and you are not around where you can meet the right people for partnerships. Because where you will find some people who are progressing are in personal development events, are in seminars. I was inspired by the lady or man who wrote saying there are about 5 of them watching this program in Boya. So something just let me like to say the 5 of you can already just come out with an idea. Definitely already sharing into this. You can come out with an idea, put it into writing, submit it to TextBrit. That's already the power of collaboration. It can start from even a house. We have businesses that start as family businesses. Those are family partnerships, if you want to call them that way. So for you to partner with anybody, you must have like minds, because you cannot get to a point where you want to do fish business, then you, instead of partnering with people who may be fishermen, people who go on the supply chain of fish, you want to partner with a footballer, you want to partner with a mechanic. If there is no link, that partnership cannot go. There must be a connection. How does this relate to this? If you supply household with a particular product, and then you are partnering with maybe a taxi driver, that is understandable. But you must be around people who are going your destination for a partnership to be effective.
Okay, Ms. L, we're talking about partnership here. We must also let people see the advantage of partnering, that it helps to cut costs, and it also helps the partners to watch each other's back. That is, you are better, the risk is lighter, but you are safer in a partnership.
Yes, very true, Mr. Leo. The important fact is about cost. The second is about time. Because when you're doing it alone, actually you spend more. Now when we talk about cost, don't look at it as finances. We're talking about cost in every ramification, every sphere. We're talking about cost in terms of getting the raw materials, cost in getting the building, cost in getting the human resource, cost in getting the products to the market, everything. Collaboration has a way, it just cuts down costs completely. It reduces it to the least you could ever think about. So when we get to collaborate, we get to work together. Now what is there is, take for instance that there is some information I need. Okay, let's do this. Look at the setting of doctors. There's a general practitioner, there is the gynecologist, there is the others. Now, take for instance that the general practitioner is attending to a patient and the patient's case needs a gynecologist. The time the general practitioner will say, okay, let me go, I will need to go and learn to be a gynecologist to add to what I have before I can attend to you. That patient will die. That is why in most hospitals they have gynecologists they refer. If they don't have in their hospital, they refer you to a gynecologist. Or if they don't have a surgeon, they refer you to the surgeon, because they know if I know fit do let me say this, so if I cannot do it, let me not force it, let me call the person who can do it. Money is still in the family. And so that time of stress, putting energy that I want to go and get this one done, get this one done, at the end of the day, you say, oh, this are getting to it. And when they get into it, it reduces the time that you could have, if you could have put in getting that result that we are getting together. And the next thing is that we discovered that when people do it individually, the results are always minimal as compared to when we do that together. Because if I want to get into production, I'm the only one involved in the system, the quantity of products I'll produce cannot be compared to what a group of persons who are doing the same thing will do it. The results they're going to have or what they're going to produce. All right. So we know that when we collaborate, it's going to reduce costs. It's going to reduce the time that we're going to spend, that we had to spend in doing the work. It's going to reduce time, and it's going to give us better results. Now, regarding the aspect of money, somebody sent a message, said something that it's better for us to focus on gaining control of the monetary, something like that, a comment.
Yes.
See, when they were reading that comment, what came to my mind is that if you cannot have their money into your circle, work the money in your circle and control it. Meaning that if we feel that the money is out, we can just have a circle where money circulates. When they say money circulates in the family, means that I know, now money not circulate, but I don't know what you are doing. Let me know that if I need Maggi, or if I need salt, or I need shoes, you are producing it. And I get money and I buy from you. When I'm coming to buy from you, I don't begin to bargain as if I want to go and buy from. See, because that's one point we have. Do you know we actually buy? The first person who used this statement to me one time was my younger sister. That's what happens so much in family business. I was like, why? She said, if you wanted to buy this thing now, from an outsider, you will not bargain like this because it's you. Now you have come to me, you're bargaining. She was like, why don't you buy at the same price you buy outside? Let me have more money as well. Now, as simple as that, I learned a lesson from that. And so I'm saying that we want to even trade amongst ourselves, we want to collaborate. See, let's not, this is a family, that business grows when family members and friends pay their bills. Don't want to network or collaborate with somebody in business and you want to get everything for free. Money will not circulate in the family. In fact, there will be no money if I want to start circulating in the first place. So when we come together, we are trading together, we get information amongst ourselves, and then we can work this money, let this money be in a circle, remain in a circle, circulate in a circle. It's moving from one hand to the other, and that's what TextBridge is doing. Because the first money that will be going out tomorrow is going to be moving from one hand to the other, one hand to the other. The same money we're going to circulate amongst ourselves until we get to that point where people will be financially free, such that you even start bringing your own money. We add to what we have, expand the capital, and invest in more lives. All right. So collaboration has a pertinent role. It has a very important role it's going to play in the economy. It has an important role it's going to play in the circle of entrepreneurs. If you know what to do, if I know what to do, we have to get together. We do our job. But when you're doing your individual job, we know the goal. We know what we are following. Your energy, your stress will even reduce. If you are printing, like in Boya, I discovered that these guys who do printing, they collaborate a lot. The guys who print, who have printing press and all that, like, they collaborate a lot. You come to my place, I can only print backdrop, but I can design, and I'll tell you that I can do the backdrop. I'll collect the money from you and then send the money to another person. I've seen that happen so many times. Even today, I saw a practical case like that. They collaborate a lot. In fact, any person who is a good printer in Boya has the contacts of many printing presses in Boya. That's how you know people are collaborating, and it makes work easier. Now, the reason why I want to come back to your place to print is because I feel like you have everything maybe you don't even have. Because when you get the money, it circulates. The person who can print color, you send the money. Okay, print me this thing. And when you're sending, of course, I know that because you're the one who gave me the job, I should give you something. Money is still remaining in the family. It has saved time. It has saved time. It has saved the energy. It has saved the stress. It has reduced the stress, and it has cut down costs. And when we collaborate with one another, it also builds trust. It builds a lot of trust when we collaborate with one another. I was opportunity to hear a story of somebody who's into Bitcoin and all the like, and he shared a story with me about how he met Mr. Buji and how he got into Bitcoin and everything. And everything I kept getting from that message was more about communication and trust, being able to talk. You see someone and tell a person, you boldly tell a person, this is what I do for a living, please, I know what you do for a living, and all the like. Okay, so how can we bond? How can we work together? That is all what we're preaching here this evening. If you leave from here and listen to us, and after today you cannot be able to feature somebody who is doing something that can benefit you, is either that person is your market or the person is a supplier of your raw material.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Liu. Thanks for the program this evening. I feel blessed with the program this evening. Emil is writing from Bonaberi, but looking at cutting costs. But can we also understand that when you pull your resources together and you want to do research, it serves all of you. Yeah. Maybe you want to do some investments instead of doing it what would have costed you 5 million. You share amongst yourself, and then drastically the cost of either market research and a host of others is reduced.
Yes, Mr. Liu, you earlier asked a question. Let me go there before I come. You asked if there's need for us to study other successful entrepreneurs in the world to actually see what they did to be where they are, and it links with this, because I studied Mark Zuckerberg's journey, and to see how he managed to grow Facebook from a room business to a global business. And I saw that at one point in time, how do they call it? I'll come to that. They actually had to put money into. He had to join an incubator, and this incubator had to put money in his research. That's something that we are yet to understand in Cameroon. They had to put money in his research so that he could make the product to grow and be usable. The initial concept of Facebook wasn't what it is today. Mark Zuckerberg did not see this bigger picture, but because he joined an incubator and they were able to people who are in the world of entrepreneurship, and they understood that what he needed was more money to span his idea. They pumped money into this business, and he grew this idea, and today he is number one. But if he was to be using his own resources, he would have not been able to grow at a pace, or maybe he would not be able to reach where he is today. Take for instance, if he said, no, this thing is my whole idea and I'm going to grow it alone and you should keep your resources, it would be very difficult for him to be where he is today. But when you open up and people come, they come in with financial resources and intellectual resources, and it helps you to do research and development. In the process of business expansion and innovation, research and development takes a lot of money, a lot of it, and in most cases, entrepreneurs don't always have the resources at the beginning. The resources are always very scarce, but if they can leverage on others, if they can use crowdfunding, let me put it that way, they can always have resources to do every test research to come out with the final product that they want to have. Every strong institution in the world benefits from crowdfunding. That's what entrepreneurs in Cameroon are yet to understand. Look at the church. The church benefits from crowdfunding. The offerings every Sunday, that's crowdfunding. Look at the state benefits from crowdfunding. The taxes and other sources of income that the state has, that's crowdfunding. The schools benefit from crowdfunding. The school fees, and maybe sometimes the money from the state to support the schools, that's crowdfunding. Look at the football associations, FIFA. FIFA benefits from crowdfunding because national organizations do pay dues to them. Every strong institution that you see in the world benefits from crowdfunding. And if you have to grow and have the resources, especially to carry out research and innovations, you have to open up and get more resources, because when you have more resources as an entrepreneur, you distance your mind from the worry about resources and you focus on your product and innovation, and before you know it, you have a valuable product in the market that brings in more resources to you and those who actually partner with you to push the project to that level.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Liu. I love the program. Thank you very much. Okay, we also love you. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I want to know how all of this, I mean, giving out of money and more benefits tax global, and more benefits tax global, net is writing from Yaoundé. How does it benefit you guys?
Okay, I should answer that question. When the idea of tax break came up, Mr. Teke called me one night because his thinking time sometimes is the cycle is terrible. He calls you at about 2 a.m. and is telling you, see, Mr. Buji, there is this idea that just came and I want us to execute this. I want to come out with tax break. I say, tax bread or he says talk about tax breed. I said, he said, yeah, he wants to produce the next generation of Teke Samuels. So which means he wants to create the next generation of billionaires in Cameroon. They're going to come from this idea. Imagine that he started his business without anybody to support him. His idea, nobody supported the idea. It was his original idea, but now that he's powerful, he will be a failure if tomorrow he stands before God and God asks, so Mr. Teke, all you did was that you came on earth and you became a billionaire alone. He said it's very important for him to grow, because there is no way you will come out with a product that is originates from tax break and Mr. Paul will not want to consume your product or service. Miss L will not do that. Mr. Leo will not do it. What if it's a telecommunication product that you come out with? I think it will be very easier for us to still use this platform that we announce the tax break to still share it. So it's all an ideology. It's not about what will benefit Mr. Teke, because if it's about what will benefit him, he has already made his money. He can decide. I think there was a time that he said if he comes to businesses that are built over the world, he earns a particular amount of money every day, either he goes to work or not. So for that, he's thinking about what about Cameroon? He always says he loves to see the citizens of this country enjoy financial freedom, because he has gone through poverty. He has known what it means to stay without eating, and he has also understood what it means to eat until you don't have more space. So tax break is not an idea that it's going to benefit the company, it's going to benefit you as an individual, it's going to benefit the community.
I want to encourage young Cameroonians, young Africans to study what is happening in the Silicon Valley in America. If you want to see all the strong businesses that are dominating the world in America, they are in the Silicon Valley. That is a strong mastermind. I want young entrepreneurs who are watching us now to take time, read on Google, watch videos on YouTube, and see what is actually happening there. And you understand how these guys manage to manufacture, let me put it that way, manufacture these giant companies that dominate the world. So that's just what I wanted to add.
Okay, I'm George, and the man with the black suit must be an intellectual par excellence, and he bring concrete ideas on board. Okay, the man with the black suit is Mr. Buji. Good evening to you. This one says good evening. I'm Sharon, writing from Lima. Good evening to you, Sharon. Glad to read from you. Good evening, Mr. Leo and co. I'm enjoying the program. We text crew. It's so amazing, Miss L. You haven't responded to our arrangement. It's Tetu Jones from Shep that lives in Limbe. I don't know whether you know him. What arrangements? Okay, Miss L is certainly going to get to you after the program, but we may have to be running up this edition of the program because there is a live program that is coming up after this. Miss L, can we talk a little bit about what's happening in Boya tomorrow?
Yes, Mr. Leo. So tomorrow, 1 p.m. at the Bonuba Traditional Council Hall, we're going to be having the first crowdfunding organized by TextBreed. So I'll just add this to it. Somebody said, it's not text about money that I've been hearing that a lot. So TextBreed is actually Mr. Teke's personal initiative. So like what Mr. Buji explained, the next generation of the Teke Samuels of the billionaires. That's it. So it's Mr. Teke's personal initiative to further push his goal of ensuring that people gain financial freedom to live a financially free life. So tomorrow, 1 p.m. at Bonuma Council Hall, it's going to be amazing. We're going to be funding amazing projects, signing partnership deals with some businesses. People will be registering new projects because we are going to be receiving new projects tomorrow. People will be filling their registration forms. We're going to have it's more of a festive something. Everybody will be excited about what they'll see tomorrow. And also we're going to have Mr. Wango Boris, who trained during the Billionaire Mindset Conference. He'll be there tomorrow live, and he'll be teaching people on how to pitch their business ideas. The reason is that during the time of the panel, we discussed, some people will ask them, okay, so what is your business all about? They have difficulties explaining. Yes. So Mr. Wango Boris will be teaching us on how to come up with fundable business ideas. So everybody might have business ideas, but there are some that are not fundable. So he will teach us on how to come up with fundable business ideas and how to pitch these amazing ideas. So tomorrow is going to be epic. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be amazing. Before we started the show, I was telling Mr. Buji and Mr. Paul that only the size of the check I saw, it's very big. I was like, why is it big like that? So it's really amazing. That's how big the dreams are going to get tomorrow. So we're inviting everybody watching us now. See, even your neighbor needs money. Everybody around you needs money. We have been talking about collaboration. This is a time where if your neighbor did not watch this program, you will share this opportunity with a friend or with a neighbor or a family member. You yourself can come, you get money to be able to fund your idea to expand your already existing business.
Okay, so take the rendezvous tomorrow, 1 p.m.
Yeah, 1 p.m.
Around Bonduma Gate. If you miss your road, just call Mr. Liu. I will direct you to the place. Mr. Buji, one last word to those watching us.
It's been a wonderful evening. So if you are watching us, if you are anywhere around Buya, or if you can get to Buya, either you have a business or not, I think this is the best news of the evening. If I were you, I will get up tomorrow by 1 p.m. I would come to Boduma Gate, and definitely just with my pen and paper. If I don't have an idea by the time the program is finishing, I should have an idea that will be funded by TextBreed.
We also, Mr. Niba, I'm sure you have something to tell our televiewers.
Yes, always. I'm so grateful for this evening. And in the spirit of the Billionaires Mindset Conference, I want to urge us to maintain the idea of we, not I. We can work together, and that's what we're focusing on this evening, collaboration. It is very important. And if you attended the Billionaires Mindset Conference, and you are not networking, I urge you to go to that WhatsApp group and start inboxing people one after the other. You'll be amazed the great people that are in that group. That's what I did. I've inboxed everybody. There are more than 200 people in that group, and the kind of businesses I'm doing with them, you'll be surprised. So don't be idle. Open up, and you'll be surprised how much business you can do with people. And of course, always watch my media pride.
Okay, if you have 200,000 francs and you're planning to go spend it in one snack, please go and spend 25 or 30,000 francs or 50,000 francs. Keep 150,000 francs to engage in business. We all can become billionaires next year or in the next 5 years. We also want to thank the production team for working so hard throughout the week. Eli and Desmond, I'm very grateful to you guys, and Noel and Bertrand, the guys at the broadcasting, not forgetting you, Tabith and Bebrand, who is supervising the work out here. Definitely, I'm going to be in Boya tomorrow. Yes, I am also a partner of Dex Global. Yes, so I'm going to be in Boya tomorrow for this event. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.